Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Behind Enemy Lines, the show where we don't root for the home team. I'm here today with Jay. On Wednesday, I was here with Cox. Everybody's kind of got different schedules. We're trying different things with different news updates throughout the week to try to make things shorter. But Cox, however, did give me his picks for us to predict later on in the show today. But here I'm just joined by Jay, so I haven't talked to you all week about sports or about anything. So how are things going on your end, Jay?
Not great as far as a Jets fan.
We'll get into that in like just a second. I do want to quickly go through
Well,
Thursday.
it is basically Christmas Eve for us, so
Yeah, just before the season. So fingers
yeah.
crossed for you guys, of course. And Cox now is a Jets apologist for the year and is pulling for them. So it's going to be a funky year for all of us. But before we get into that, we have some Jets news obviously to talk about. But before we get into that, let's talk about Thursday. The season has started. We are back, baby. And the Bills and the Rams put on a game on Thursday. It didn't go the way either Cox or I thought because we both picked the Rams, which is, I guess, a great start for the season to us and pretty on brand. Yeah, you would have too. I should have got your pick for that game. That's my bad.
It's all good.
But I will go to you first. What did you see? What did you think? I want to get your opinions on this.
Um, Man, the Rams looked terrible, like fucking terrible. Those easily could have been a 50 burger up if out for those like a couple weird like one of the interceptions was on Josh Allen,
Mm.
but they also had like some really weird turnovers while they're driving. And the Rams just couldn't fucking get like a good drive going.
Yeah, it was really weird to see, especially like their usage of the running backs. I mean, I loved it because I like Daryl Henderson, but like
Yeah.
Cam Akers was like a weird ghost, and then when he was in, he looked like shit. Like I don't know what the hell went on with that. I know a lot of people had high expectations for Cam Akers. Mine were tempered, which is why I drafted Daryl Henderson in like multiple leagues. But
Looks like that's going to turn out to be a great pick.
yeah, looks that way. I mean, it is game one, so things can turn around. I think
Yeah,
the biggest downfall, I mean, obviously the offense looked super weird for the Rams, but
yeah.
I think their biggest downfall, I think it's obvious. I don't think I'm going to be reinventing the wheel or saying anything that people don't know about when I say this, but the biggest problem was fucking Jalen Ramsey. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, he couldn't cover anyone.
It was so bad. He let up a perfect passer rating I saw in the advanced stats,
Yeah,
which
and
is horrendous.
not good.
Diggs had him
Like,
all night.
don't get me wrong, Diggs is a fucking stud. But if you want to
Mm.
call yourself the best corner in the league, you got to cover studs.
Yeah, if you want to
That's just it, how it is.
Yeah, if you want to call yourself the best, which he does plenty of trash talking, and I love a cornerback with swagger, I think you have to be confident to play a position with that high of stakes. I don't necessarily dislike that. I mean, I do think he's a loudmouth. I prefer people who are confident in their own abilities, but also Ramsey just shits on everybody. I'm like, don't
Yeah.
call other people bad. You can be confident in yourself and not shit on people. And it's proven like for years he was very very good. And I think I saw this is going to be a completely misquoted stat, but I'm going to throw it out anyway. It's something about like in
Don't tell Coxie.
no, it's something in like six. It's like six of his most recent games. He's let up like five or six like huge like touchdowns of like 40 plus yards or something when
Man,
in the previous like 6 years he had like zero or something, so it's like he's
yeah.
just like on a slide that's carrying over from last year or something. I don't know what the fuck he's got to do. He's got to get it right.
So, a question for you as an ex-DB: do you think it is that the Rams have a tendency to play more of a zone approach as when it comes to coverage?
It doesn't
Because they
help.
don't they don't slide Ramsey to the. It was only after they're getting their ass kicked that they slid him to Diggs. That's not typical for their defense.
No, I know, and it's like, so that's the funky thing too, is they have this guy who typically and apparently now allegedly, and it might not be true anymore, can like lock up anybody and be that one-on-one guy on the
Yeah,
number one guy. And their zone scheme is always like played somewhat to Ramsey's detriment in that way
yeah.
because
That's why I said it.
I don't know, at least from what I'm seeing now, what it might be like. A, you shouldn't get cooked like that, but B, if in his scheme and if he doesn't have the awareness or whatever to think like, oh, this is a lineup where I have help over the top, and it's not there, like of course he's going to get cooked. But that's probably a misread by him. See, either way, it doesn't make Jalen Ramsey look good because either he got cooked one-on-one or he misread the coverage and there wasn't anybody who was supposed. There was never somebody who was supposed to be there that he thought was. So he read it wrong. So neither option's a good look for Ramsey, but it's more understandable if he's just getting the schemes fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I know athletically, like we know he can do it. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great cornerback, but I want everyone to stop making comparisons to Revis because he is not a Revis.
At least, yeah, especially not anymore. And I know it'll be interesting to see how that goes. A lot of people are saying this confirmed the Bills is for real. I'm still not fully on board with that.
Oh, that was I almost messaged our group chat that we have for the podcast because you know me, I'm scrolling Twitter constantly, right? I've and every year it's the annual overreaction Thursday night game. Like you just scroll Twitter, everyone's like, whoever wins is winning the Super Bowl, whoever loses is going to lose the rest of the games of the season. It's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, the Bills fucking played out of their minds, and I mean, unless something goes horribly wrong, they're going to make the playoffs at least.
No,
let's not crown their asses, right?
Yeah, Denny Green, R.I.P. I love that fucking guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, everybody's been that's like the Browns from what 3-4 years ago when everybody was like, all right, AFC Championship or bust, and you're like, really? Yeah. I mean, yes, they're very good. They outdueled the Chiefs last year. It looks like Allen's picking up where he left off in a lot of ways. Like, yeah, I'm not discounting any of that, but like, let's play some games first. And I don't think this is confirmation that like they're gonna blow everybody away. I do think the Rams had a bad night, especially at home, and it's the start of the season. Kingsbury's gonna adjust. Yeah, I have faith that they're gonna be fine. I don't think this destroys the Rams.
McVay's gonna adjust.
What did I say?
You said Kingsbury.
Oh yeah, of course, McVay. I was like young, good-looking head coach, whatever.
Yeah, they're
McVay. McVay. I thought I said when you corrected me, I thought I said McMahon, and I'm like, get wrestling out of your brain. But no, yeah, no. McVay. Obviously, we know he's a great coach, and I think I don't think this damns the Rams, and I don't think it crowns the Bills in any sort of way. But it was
does it make the Rams in a worse position slightly? Yes. Does it make the Bills in a better position slightly? Absolutely. But it's not. It's the first fucking game of the season.
Yeah. And if you take any of the experts, the Rams were the underdogs anyway, so this is what was supposed to happen. So I don't know. I guess it really doesn't. Again, when you boil it down, it's almost like it doesn't really matter because it's the very first game of the fucking season. So it's, exactly. At the end of the day,
you can't take anything away from the first game, like at all. You know?
No, I mean,
last point I'll make on the game that I thought was fucking wild. First time in McVay's career that he's been under 500.
Yeah, that is
as a head coach
insanity.
That's nutso, dude.
That's very good. He's all right. That Sean McVay is okay.
Yeah.
Hot take. But yeah, I think both teams will be fine, and I'm excited again more for the future games, both tomorrow at time of recording and down the line, just for every team, because I'm just glad football's back, man. I'm gonna be so excited, just kicking back all day with my red zone. Scott Hansen, the god, telling me everything that's going on. It's gonna be great. But I'm glad we're finally here, and I'm glad we kicked off the season with a game that was, again, maybe underwhelming in some ways, but it was good.
It was pretty. I thought it was going to be a classic. First half it was 10-10 at the half. But then obviously the Bills pulled away pretty damn quick.
Yeah. But again, it just doesn't matter football, at that point.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's good. Before we get into picks, I do want to talk. There was some Jets news earlier this week. I almost did the Cox, but I want to do it with you as the Jets fan. News is breaking. Flacco's starting, and Wilson's out until at least week 4. It looks like. I haven't heard or seen any updates on that, but I'm also not like on the pulse of Jets stuff. So if you have any updates on that, let me know so that I know and we can tell the people. But also, I wanted to get your thoughts on it because it's a pretty big deal.
I know there were some Jets fans that thought that Zach had a chance to start week 1. I never I didn't think they were ever going to start in week 1. Even if he was practicing, I didn't think it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it was a pretty significant injury. Like they lucked out on the injury
Mm-hmm.
by like a lot. Because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, he's done for the year. So I'm not. I always was like, yeah, Flacco's starting week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the thing that pissed me and a lot of Jets fans off is Saleh. I think it was on the Monday presser, maybe I could be wrong in that, but it was earlier in the week. Said that there was a shot that Wilson could start as soon as this week,
Yeah.
and then 2 days later they're like, no, he's actually not going to play until week 4. So a Jets fan and any Jets fans that are listening to this will know, like, the last couple of years, as far as injuries are concerned, have been a fucking nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one thing after another with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as as far as Flacco starting, I think he can command the offense pretty well. I think LaFleur's got a really good scheme, so we'll see what happens. But uh, I think Wilson will be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping so, of course, for y'all's sake.
Yeah.
And like again, I think it's good that I guess they're taking care of him, not trying to rush him back
Yeah.
necessarily. Do you feel that him saying that he could start this week and then like pulling it back, do you feel like there was any gamesmanship to that, mind games with the injury report or whatever?
Yeah, no, I think absolutely. I think a lot of even the Jets beat reporters were saying like, "Oh, it was gamemanship," and they're like, "The rate, like, Harbaugh is not a dumbass. Like, he knew damn well Zach Wilson was not playing this game, so it's kind of like even like a dumbass like me that's just sitting as a Jets fan, like sitting here. I knew damn well he wasn't playing week 1. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get the idea of gamemanship, but at the same time, it I don't think it had the effect that he wanted it to have
Right.
because everyone like it's the worst kept secret in the league. Yeah, Zach's not playing week 1.
Mm-hmm. All right, just like a quick off the wall goofy shit question to ask because that's what we fucking do here. What is the record while Zach's out? If it is 4 games, how does Joe do? How does the team do?
Um, it's a tough stretch there, the first 4 games.
I was gonna say it is a hard one.
I think they have, and I'm not saying we have the better team, but I think they have a shot at the Browns and the Steelers.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm very interested to see how
So
the Steelers look. We'll get into that when we talk
yeah,
about the teams, but like that's gonna
yeah.
be
So as
that's
far as record first 4 games with Flacco, I would, if I had to bet on it, say 1-3.
yeah. I mean, I think that's reasonable. I was just
I think
curious.
I think they will steal one, and the rest will, you
Be
know
a
how it
Jets
is.
game. All right, next up, we have the games for the week. The first week of games is finally here. I'm super excited for it. I just got a list in front of me, so I'm going to go based off of what I see in front of me. There's going to be no like real order to the games. But let us go because it's the first one on here. It's Saints and Falcons at 1. Who do you got and why?
Oh man, I think it's. I don't believe in the Saints as much as a lot of the pundits do,
Mm-hmm.
just because I don't trust Jameis. But the Falcons roster is pretty bad, so I'm gonna go Saints here. Let's go 20-17, and it'll be just because the Saints have a more rounded roster, better defense.
Yeah. No, I fully believe that as well. Saints have a
Yeah,
more well-rounded just roster in general. They're better positioned. Um, I think even just as a QB battle, Mariota and Jameis is kind of a coin flip, but
yeah.
they're
I mean, well, the cool thing about that is it's the 1 and 2 pick in the 2015 draft playing
yeah,
each other on different teams.
yeah. No, it's insanity. I think it's really cool, but again, the Saints roster is just more complete. I
Yeah.
love the secondary for the Saints. I'm very high on the Saints secondary, so I think that will be a big factor in this game. I want to say something similar to that effect. I want to say like a I don't know. I don't remember exactly what you said. So if this is the exact same score, then I stole it. But I'm gonna say 21-17.
It's 2017, so close.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
21-17.
Yeah.
My like little spicy is I do think Drake London scores his first TD if he plays. I know he's questionable.
Yeah, I think Pitts is going to eat,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Um Browns and Cox has the Saints. That's all the information I have because he's not here. I have Browns and Panthers next. Who do you got and
Oof,
why?
this is a spicy one.
A little bit.
Baker said I'm gonna fuck them up or something like that.
The revenge
um,
game.
I'm actually gonna go with the Panthers on this one. Sounds like McCaffrey is like good to go. I know the Browns have a good D. They do. They have a pretty and a solid roster, honestly. But that
Hmm.
quarter, like, if you're counting Brissett to win you a game, I don't know. And I think Baker has shown like I know people shit on Baker a lot, but he has shown flashes here and there. And I don't know if you remember, it was the Oklahoma. What was it? What game was it?
I don't
Where he put the
remember.
fucking flag on the middle of
That
the
must have
field in
been
college.
Texas, right? Because that's the big
I,
rivalry.
I I don't know if it was Texas. It was anyway. No, it was Ohio State. It was Ohio State, right?
Oh, maybe.
I think it was Ohio State. Everyone's gonna crucify us in the comments, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, when he's fired up, that dude can fucking play, man.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like a lot of people have said he has a little bit of apathy, like just in general as a
Yeah.
person. I mean, I get, but
Yeah.
uh, I'm actually going to go with the Panthers here. I think it'll be a lower scoring game, maybe
Yeah.
like 17-14.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, I also have the Panthers because again, I love picking the guys with revenge games. So I'm a sucker for it. So I got the
Yeah,
Panthers here as well. I think
yeah,
if they play up to potential, the Panthers have always, or at least the last handful of years, had like a sneaky good offensive talent. I feel like DJ Moore is underrated. Everybody knows what CMC's like if he plays.
yep.
Even your old boy Robbie Anderson's there is a little underrated. I know he didn't have a very good year last year, so I think that means he's poised to bounce back though. And seeing Baker fired up, it is in Carolina as well, which I think gives them a slight edge. So I will also take the Panthers in that one. I would probably say something like 28-17 in that one.
So you think it'll be more of a
I think the Panthers will score more than we think. Is why I have
okay?
the score higher.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, if McCaffrey is old form, then I could
mhm.
totally see that.
Yeah, absolutely. The next one I have here is Niners and Bears. Who do you have and why?
The Niners. Big storyline on this one's gonna be Trey Lance's first start, though.
100%. I was gonna say, so you must be trusting that he'll do okay.
And that's the thing. I don't necessarily trust Trey Lance. I trust the system.
Hmm.
You know, um, Shanahan just has a pretty quarterback friendly offense,
Yeah.
and he's gonna run the ball. That was some very like exotic run plays, right?
Hmm.
And I just think the Bears roster is honestly, I think it's the worst roster in the league. That's my personal
It's
opinion.
pretty rough.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Niners here. I'm gonna go like 28-10, maybe 28-7, maybe honestly.
I could see it. I could see it. That's close to kind of where I could see it falling as well. I don't think the Niners score 30, but I do think they're in that 28 or so
Yeah,
range, and I do think the Bears are probably in that 7, maybe a cheeky 14 if something gets funky.
yeah.
But I do have the Niners as well. Again, there's not a lot on that Bears roster that scares me. Um,
There's
I
nothing on the Bears roster that scares me.
no, I think. Oh God, Hurts, right? Or no, is he the one? I always get Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts mixed up.
Yeah, Justin Fields. Yeah.
Justin Fields is going to be running for his fucking life against that front.
Well, yeah, and that offensive line is really bad,
No, that's going to be the story of the whole game, though. He,
and that sucks because he was so fucking good coming out of college, and he just
mm,
got like such a shit end of the stick.
yeah. So I definitely have the Niners there. I think it is going to be something like 28-14, let's say, just to be
Yeah,
like, give the Bears a score, I guess. Um, and Cox has the Niners as well. So
yeah.
that is what we'll say about that. Steelers Bengals. What are you thinking?
Everyone's like, it seems like everyone's really high on the Steelers for some reason, and I get that they have a pretty. I don't think it's a top 10 defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
You say?
I would.
Yeah, their offensive line has taken a lot of hits
Yeah.
over the last couple of years. It's not what it once was at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Mitch Trubisky, who I know has played solidly throughout his career, up and down.
Yeah.
But it's still Mitch Trubisky versus Joe Burrow. So
Right.
I'm going with the Bengals. Give me 31-20.
See, you're picking like scores that I like want to pick, and it's bothering me a little bit.
We can flip it. You can pick for
No,
like
it's all good. I no, because I need to. If we're being honest, I need to throw to you to find where Cox's picks are on the sheet.
okay, yeah, that's fine.
So that's
Fine.
to go behind the curtain a little bit.
Fair.
No, but I agree. I agree fully. I think people are weirdly low on the Bengals, and they're weirdly high on the Steelers. And
Yeah,
I understand why people are high on the Steelers because Mike Tomlin, I mean, he's always had Ben, but regardless of anything else happening around him, he cobbles together a plus 500 team. He's done it for 15 fucking years, which is insane. It's still insane to me. He's an incredible coach, so I think he will always find a way to get an efficient system going. I think the Bengals are very, very good. I don't think they lost a lot in the offseason, at least not anything of note that jumps out to me. I think franchising Jesse Bates was a huge move.
yeah,
Um,
sure.
but they're still, the AFC champs. I probably say, and it's a division game. Bengals are at home. I'd say give me the Bengals, but I think it's it's gonna be like a weirdly close one. Give me 27-24 Bengals.
Okay. Well,
I'm
those
gonna
division games are usually wonky, so
Yeah.
I could see that happening. Yeah.
For sure. Um, Cox has the Bengals, and again, I have no other analysis for it. Um,
Shocker.
yeah. Uh, Eagles and Lions. Who do you got?
Oh man, I don't know if you watch any of the Hard Knocks videos or anything.
A little bit,
The Lions, but man, Dan Campbell, that guy's a leader of men, huh?
dude.
Jesus
I
Christ.
shit on him so hard when he started,
So,
but I'm all in on fucking Dan
dude,
Campbell now.
I was the first one to shit on him all day. I think it was last year on this very podcast to shit on
Mhm.
him a lot, but I'm a believer now.
I'm
I mean,
also fully on the train, and you weren't as bad as me because I declared they wouldn't win a game.
yeah,
And I did go 9 or 10 weeks of the podcast saying I told you so, but
yeah.
but they
But
did win.
yeah, no. That being said, the Eagles are just a better team. It's
They
just
are.
top to bottom. They
Mhm.
have a better their offensive line is man, great offensive line. Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts is what he was in college. He's efficient, which is
Mhm.
what all you need really.
Yep.
And that defense is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And the Lions they're getting there. Like they're close
Mhm.
to being competitive again, but they're
Yep.
not quite there. So I'm gonna go Eagles 27-13.
I think that's solid. I like that a lot. I think there's a lot of this game. This is a game of potential because you got to see what's going on with Hurts. Does he take a jump? Does he improve? What does
Yeah,
AJ Brown look like over there? That's
yeah.
a huge new thing for them as well. In terms of the Eagles, and then on the Lions side, another year with Dan Campbell. DeAndre Swift is there. Um, new receivers in town. Like, how's it gonna look? How's it gonna feel? Lions are at home, which I think helps.
Yeah.
But I am also gonna,
They are passionate.
yeah,
Those fans are passionate.
I am also gonna take the Eagles. However, though, because I do think there's a bigger upside there. But will I be shocked if the Lions win? Not exactly. But I think the smart move here is to pick the Eagles. Um, Probably again, this might be like a funky like 17-10 game or something like that. It could
Yeah,
be
no,
it could
yeah.
be
I mean,
weird.
if they bite some kneecaps, man, they can
You
make it
know,
close.
you could be if even one kneecap gets bit, Lions by a million.
By a mile. It's not even close.
It's infinity to zero. Cox has the Lions.
Okay, all right,
I think that's one of his upset specials here.
okay.
I do respect it. Like I said, it won't shock me if they win. But I
I think that could be the upset of the week, honestly.
could
Like,
be
I know I picked the Eagles, but like you said, it wouldn't shock me
right.
if the Lions pulled out an upset.
Mine's coming later. Next up is Colts and Texans. Who do you have and why?
I have the Colts. I don't think that's a big shocker there.
What? No.
I also think this could be an upset special potentially. However,
What has to happen for that to happen?
Mills has to play out of his mind. Cooks has to have like a Cooks S game where he's
Mm-hmm.
to like going banana sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
and then Damian Pierce was like the highest graded rookie running back in the preseason since I'd have to look at the stat, but it's been like
Yeah,
over 10 years.
people
Um,
do love him.
he's good. He's really good. Yeah. So I think they have a. This is another team like the Lions. I think they're like on the cusp
Mm-hmm.
of being decent, but they're not quite there.
Yep.
However, the Colts have Matt Ryan, who you know I love. I
Yep.
love Matt Ryan. I think he's underappreciated. I
For
think the
sure.
28 to 3 thing has like just everyone just assumes he sucks for
Yeah.
some reason.
Cursed him.
Um, yeah, yeah. I love Michael Pittman, and then I mean Jonathan Taylor. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
he's the best running back in the NFL. Like,
He truly is.
oh,
No, you're good.
no, all right, I thought we froze
You
it
just
there.
delayed for a second. That's fine.
Uh,
No, he is, and that's. I think he's, if anything, the big reason why they win. Um, Again, Texans are at home, but I will still take the Colts here. Cox picked the Colts. Again, that's all I have to say about that, because we don't know what his deal is. Next up, one we love here all the time. We have Dolphins and Patriots. Who do you have and why?
I have the Dolphins, and it's not just because I'm biased. I am biased. Don't get me wrong. That's not why I'm picking the Dolphins. The Patriots offense just fucking sucks, dude. Like, name one player on the Patriots that scares you. Name one.
Hunter Henry inside the 5.
Okay. Like, I mean, and then the Dolphins. Like, I know that people are low on Tua, and like rightfully so. But look at the weapons he has.
Yep.
He has Waddle. He has Tyreek Hill. Like, I mean, it's and they just signed a Shanahan as offense play caller as their head
Mm-hmm.
coach.
Yep.
So I think I could see a blowout here. Honestly, I really could. But I'm gonna go. It is a Belichick defense. They'll probably keep it a little lower ish.
Mm-hmm.
But let me get 30-17.
30-17. I like that one a lot.
Dolphins, obviously.
Yeah, Dolphins. I also have the Dolphins for a myriad of reasons. A, they have the much better roster. I think they are on the come up. Maybe there's a sprinkle of bias in there, but to eliminate that, I will say this game's in Miami, and
Yeah.
Bill and the Patriots have not been able to win in Miami in a while. So I
Yeah.
think regardless of any of that, the game in Miami is always tough for Bill and the Pats, even to begin with. And now I think that they're much better. As a team.
Yeah.
I somewhat trust Belichick to scheme it a little bit, so I don't think
Yeah.
the Dolphins will go as crazy. But I do see, and I'll probably say something like this is like, I don't know, a 21-10 game for the Dolphins. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah. 21-10, I could say.
I think that's where I'm at. And Cox has also picked the Dolphins, so it's a clean sweep for
Okay.
us. I know this was one of the ones you wanted to talk about. Like, what does this mean if the Patriots win or if the Patriots lose?
Yeah. So obviously we're recording this Saturday. So
Yep.
this is something I wanted to do where we do like a what does it mean for the team if they win or lose, like you just said. So what does it mean for the Patriots if they win? Does it mean that maybe everyone's worries about their offense was unwarranted?
I don't think so.
Maybe. I mean, it depends on how the game plays out,
Right.
obviously. But you know how the narrative is going to go in the like the national media about it.
Yeah.
Um, if they lose, I as far as like Boston media is concerned, I think they won't freak out too much just because even when Brady was there, they did tend to lose a couple weird ones early on in the season, right?
There's that. They always like they like very consistently lose in Miami. It's just like so funky. I don't understand it.
Yeah. So I think if they lose, I don't think anyone freaks out too much. I don't think it really. I mean, I don't think the Pats are going to be a good team this year, personally,
I don't
for
either.
a myriad of reasons.
Yep.
And it's not even just because I'm a Jets fan. I just don't, like I said, don't see that roster. And it's not very good.
Yep.
But I don't think it will really put the needle one way or the other if they lose
It depends
or
on,
they win.
yeah, it depends on how they play. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it
I
does.
think,
Yeah, yeah,
I think the most interesting things to see for both teams is irrespective of the scoreboard. I think it's going to be how do the plays look coming in and out to Mac Jones with the funky committee of coordinators they have going on over there in New England. And on the other end, for the other quarterback, it's how does Tua look against what will probably be, regardless of name value or not, a pretty good defense. How will he utilize the new weapons? How will it look against a solid defense? It's a good first test for somebody like Tua in this position. So, irrespective of score, I think that's more what I'll be looking for in these games to figure out what it means for the teams. And like if it's close and dirty and gross, then I'd take Bill to win those games every day because like he
yeah,
knows how to win the fucking weird funky ones. But
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, let's say Tyreek and all the praise he gave Tua all offseason was, warranted, and he's just slinging. I think they could run away with it. It all depends for what this means for both teams is going to be in those little things during the game. I don't think the score super matters. It's going to be those things that are what is interesting for the future.
yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I think this is one of those games where it won't really matter one way or the other for either team if they win or lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It depends on how the game plays out, though. Like you said.
Yep. So clean sweep for the Dolphins there. Next one, Ravens and Jets.
Ah,
Lay it on me.
yeah. Well, the Ravens are out. They're starting two running backs. I believe Dobbins is out.
He's
Gus
game
Edwards is.
time.
I, based on what I read, I
It's
wouldn't
probably
put him
not
playing,
likely.
but I could be wrong. I
I
could be
want him to for fantasy reasons, but
wrong. Gus Edwards is obviously out.
mm-hmm,
I don't think it'll matter much though, because Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson.
mm-hmm,
The Jets are out. They're they lost Mackay and they lost Tom Brown
mm-hmm.
earlier this week, so they have a rookie fourth round pick starting at right tackle.
Oh boy.
So that could get hairy quick, especially with a statue like Flacco back there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm taking the Ravens just because it's the Ravens, obviously.
Yep.
I do think it'll be a tighter game than people expect it to be, though.
Yep.
I think it'll be like a 28-20 game, I would say.
That would be cool.
Ravens. Yeah. I think it'll be tighter. It's at
Yeah.
home. The
Mm-hmm.
Jets fans usually go pretty crazy the first game because
Yep.
that's the only game they can be excited about. Um, so, yeah, I'll go 28-20.
See, I could definitely see something like that happen. I think it largely depends on your defense, and of course, the guy I'm most interested in seeing is Sauce Gardner for you
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Well, it's a revenge game for Mosley.
CJ, yeah. So it's going to be cool to see how they play. I think it could be a one-score game, like you said. I was actually going to pick 27-21 before you said what you said, so
Okay.
I'm just going to stick with it. But I am also picking the Ravens there because,
Yeah.
again, they're a little more complete. They have more of
Yeah.
their starters. They're more healthy, all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just the rational pick until we see how these teams are trending after a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like then we can start to make those deep analyses. But since we're coming off like, mostly preseason backup play, like there's not a lot to go off of. So
Yeah.
go with what you know. And Cox has the Ravens as well.
Shocker.
Yeah, so a sweep for the. Well, he's gonna be better about the Jets. I'm sure he'd have something positive and optimistic to say about the Jets if he were here because he has turned over that new leaf. Next one's is Jags and Commanders. Who do you got and why?
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. I think the Jags. They have a pretty decent roster if Trevor Lawrence can take the step. And I think he can, based on talent alone.
Yep.
And obviously had to deal with all that bullshit last year with Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen the real professional Trevor Lawrence yet.
I agree.
Commanders. I mean, it's Carson Wentz. I mean, I don't. You know how I feel about him. I just don't think he's a good quarterback.
You never want to live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think. I don't even want to call this an upset, but I think the Jags can pull it out. Just based off of their offensive weapons, they spent a shitload of money in the offseason.
Yeah.
Some not good signings as others, but it is what it is. Let me go. Uh, shit, 23-17.
Okay. I like that. I think this is gonna be an offensive explosion.
Okay,
I think because I don't super love either team's defense. I still do like a lot of the
that's
pat.
fair.
I like the pass rush of the Commanders a lot, and I like Josh Allen, the other Josh Allen for the Jags,
Yeah,
a
he's
lot.
good. Yeah,
But I think with the way these teams, like historically, the last few years have played defense, like I don't think they're gonna stop a lot. And I think each team's gonna want to like get their offenses going, and I don't think they'll have much to stop them. I think this will be one of like the funkier high scoring games of the day. Give me like 35-27. I'm gonna give the Commanders the edge though because they're at home. Um,
that's a good call actually.
yeah, so that's because I think that when it comes down to teams that are kind of at this stage in
Yeah,
their like where they are right now over the last couple of years, it comes down to
that's like
something as little as that.
yeah, that's actually an excellent point. I didn't actually put into consideration how shitty both defenses were.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a high scoring like mess. But I think the
Yeah, I mean,
defenses will. I think there's also huge potential for the defenses to score a lot of fantasy points. Like I think it's going to be like turnover city. Like some really
yeah,
funky shit's going to
yeah.
happen. So it's going to be high scoring in like the weirdest possible way. You know what I
All
mean?
right,
Because
we're doing this from now on. We're doing funky game of the week.
I think this is the funky game of the week.
This is the funky game of the week.
It
We're doing
sure
this from now
is.
on, though.
I'm totally down for that. And Cox has the Commanders as well. Again, I'm assuming he probably thinks it's going to be pretty weird. If I had to guess, his
Yeah,
thoughts based on him being a neural net processor. um, Giants and Titans next. What do you got?
man, I'm not super high on the Titans this year. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I know they got Robert Woods was a sneaky good signing though.
Yeah.
When he's healthy, he's pretty. I mean, he's consistent,
Yeah.
right? Um, but we've seen Tannehill is Tannehill the last, well, at least last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Derrick Henry is 100%, right? That's
Yes.
correct. Okay. So yeah, I'll take the Titans here. Giants are another one that I think knocked out of the park this offseason, but are still like 2-3 years away from actually competing for anything.
Yeah.
Um, I think they have some pretty decent weapons on offense. The Giants, with I think Tony's going to be a good piece if he gets his head right, because he
Mm-hmm.
was fucking phenomenal in college.
Yep.
Um, and Barkley sounds like he's like because it's a contract year for him, so he's got
Yeah.
to go. But the Titans just have a better roster, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll go Titans here. Let's go 28-10.
Yeah. I think that's fair. It is in Tennessee, so I always probably give a few extra points to the home team. Typically, at least that's my thought process. But yeah, for me, it does come down to like it's a battle of the running backs, both coming off of injuries. Like who's going to be healthy? I have more faith in Derrick Henry than Saquon in that aspect. Does Daniel Jones finally take a step? I don't. I'm not gonna say anything. Uh, they got Kenny Galladay again. Does he like go back? Does he return to form? There's a lot more question marks on the Giants, and if they deliver, then they probably win the game. But I
Yeah,
don't have faith that they will all deliver. So I'm gonna go with the team that is more complete, has a better pedigree the last handful of years, and I think again, Vrabel in most matchups, I think he has the coaching edge, and I think it's no different here. So I'm gonna give it to the team with the better coach when they're both in these weird transformative positions where the Giants might be on their way up and the Titans might be on their way down, but you're not quite sure if either team is passing that threshold yet. So
yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see. So I'll give me the better coach team when it comes down to that kind of semi coin flip. I'll take the Titans. I will take them. They're at home. I don't know if I love the Giants defense. There's some parts of it I do like. Give me 24 14. I'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cox has the Titans, which
Okay.
I don't think is a surprise. He's
No.
He likes Derrick Henry just as much as the rest of us.
Who doesn't? Obviously.
Chiefs versus Cardinals. Who do you have and why? In Arizona.
Oh, it's in Arizona. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Um, don't hate me. I'm gonna take the Chiefs here.
How dare you?
Uh,
Of course,
in
I get
my
it.
my opinion, well, here's the interesting about this game. Both quarterbacks were without their top weapon
Mm-hmm.
because obviously Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill in the offseason,
Yep.
and Hopkins is suspended for the first 6 games, right?
6 games.
6 games, right? So I think it might be a little. I think it might. This could be, if it wasn't for the other game, this might be a sloppy, funky game
Yeah.
a little bit. I don't love running backs on either team, to be
Mhm.
perfectly honest. Um,
Yeah, we know
give
that about you.
me. I think. I think this is gonna be a really, really close one. I think this might go down the wire, honestly.
I'm hoping so.
Um, but give me Chiefs 27-24.
I could see that. I think this is going to be nail biter. I think this has a claim to potentially being just game of the entire week.
Yeah, I think so.
This one, the next one, and like 3 of the last 4, I think have potential for it, which is why they're slotted in the later slots. um, but yeah, Cardinals at home, lot of question marks. This is a prove it year for a lot of people on this
Yeah.
team, including and especially Cliff Kingsbury. The Chiefs have obviously, I think, a higher pedigree, but this was the one I was talking about earlier. This is my upset special. I am going to take Arizona at home against the
Yep.
Chiefs to make a statement early in the year because these are the games, the tough games that Cliff Kingsbury wins. If the week has a 1 in front of it and there's a number after it, I would not take Cliff Kingsbury because he fucking sucks at the end of the season for whatever reason. But in week 1, this is where we all get excited about the Cardinals. They probably rattle off 8-9-0 again and then fucking collapse. I don't know. But this is the game that Cliff Kingsbury has proven he can win, a statement game to start the season to get everybody hopes up. And I think he does it again. And I think it does mostly come down to the fact that we're at home. It's really, both teams are very equal in most aspects, in my opinion.
Same. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, a lot, like both stud QBs, interesting running backs. Losing a weapon, I think what comes down to is I think we have more proven depth in our pass catchers. I mean, they got Kelsey, but then what? You got all the hyphenated guys. Is Juju gonna be Juju? Valdez Scantling, what's his deal? All these other people, like
Hey, McCole Hardin.
I like McCole Hardman, to be fair. I hope he actually gets a
I,
good shot this year.
I think he's solid.
Give
Is
me,
how I'll phrase it.
but let's do 34-31 Cardinals. Maybe Prater kicks a fucking 56-yarder to win it.
Okay.
Why
Yeah.
not?
I think it would tie one.
Yeah. Cox says the Cardinals. I would love to hear why. But apparently we can't. So thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Next up we have the Raiders and Chargers. Who do you have and why?
Oof, that's another good one.
That's what I'm saying. It's another like game of the week.
I'm gonna take the Chargers just because they beefed up their defense, which was their main problem, not making the playoffs the last few years.
Yep.
And Herbert's just like, I mean, he's so fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
He's such a good quarterback.
He's
They got
really,
so
really
many.
good.
They got weapons. I think this could be a close one.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a high scoring one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go 38-31 Chargers.
That's like about what I was gonna do. So
Yeah, I think it'll be a high scoring game.
I'm gonna do about that. I'm very excited to see the connection between Carr and Devontae Adams and what that does.
Yeah, that's a really interesting. That's a good.
Because
point.
if they
Yeah.
really start popping off, like that could be insane. It could actually turn this into a blowout. That and the addition of Chandler Jones, Russian, Herbert. I think both those things could be very, very huge for them. So I could see this really swinging hard towards the Raiders. But for now, I am going to take the Chargers because I am a big Justin Herbert guy. I like his pass catchers a lot. Austin Eckler is very good. And they did beef up that defense. The factor is going to be, can this new and improved defense stop the new and improved offense of the Raiders?
Yeah.
It's going to be very cool to see.
Is it in Vegas or LA?
It's in LA.
Okay.
It's in LA.
Wow. So no home field advantage there.
No, not really. Not really.
No, not really.
No, no. Ryan has the Chargers as well, so that's pretty
Okay.
cool. A sweep for the Chargers there. Packers Vikings. What's the deal?
Ooh. I think I'd take the Vikings here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do. I think Mr. Jefferson is gonna be, in my opinion, the best receiver in the NFL this year.
Big claim.
Because,
Shot take?
yeah, sure, shot
All
take.
right,
Yeah,
let's
I'll shot take
go.
that. Yeah, I'll shot take that. Yeah. Well, they hired their new coaches trying to implement a more pass friendly offense.
Mm,
Where in years past they were more of a run heavy offense,
yeah.
obviously, with Dalvin Cook, who's don't get me wrong, fucking amazing running back.
Yep.
But I think Kirk is like a boomer bust in any given game.
Yep.
And I don't. I mean, the Packers have a good D. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really trust the Packers offense as much as I have in past years.
Right. Yeah, it is.
Like they don't have any receivers.
Mm-hmm. They're not. They're
Like
not super
they have
good.
two stud running backs.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, but uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna have the Vikings upset with a 31-28 game.
I think that's pretty good. I am. This is a tough one. I
It's gonna
wanna.
be a good one.
Yeah. I'm gonna. You know what edges this out for me is the fact that Aaron Rodgers is a douchebag, so I'm gonna take the Vikings as well, just because I want to see him lose. Otherwise, I'd probably take the Packers. Just again, pedigree, history, all that. They know how to win. Normally, doesn't matter who he's throwing the ball to. They did have a huge loss though, with
Well, he might
Adams
be seeing
leaving.
ghouls in the end zone with all that OS guy's been taken.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It'll be so good. But I'm gonna take the Vikings as well. Um, it'll be a close one. I think they probably win it with the last possession. I don't think they can give Rodgers the ball. So I think it'll be a clutch like end of the game thing. So give me like a 28-24 for the Vikings. Yeah, for the shot take, since best is going to be so subjective, I'll give you the leeway of if he leads one statistical category, yards, touchdowns, receptions,
Okay,
that means you're right.
fair.
Because it could be so
What,
many
what,
different things.
who has to drink if I'm right though?
If you're right, I drink. It's your shot take. If you're wrong, you
Oh,
drink.
because
That's why it's
it's
a
just the video that we did. It's just you and me. So
yeah.
you just the only okay. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, the figure, yeah, that's the most easy way to do it. Unless, since this will be a season long one, if one of the boys wants to hop on and take that
Okay.
action,
All right.
you know,
All right. I like it. Yeah.
it will be a standing bet though, so that's fine.
Okay.
I'll take the field even versus Justin Jefferson.
Fair.
Yeah. Cox has the Vikings as well, so we all have the Vikings, which is funky.
That is weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, normally I would take the Packers. It's such a coin flip, and the fact that Rodgers puts a bad taste in my mouth made me go the other way. If I were to put money on it, I'd probably be the Packers, but since we're just goofing off, I'm gonna do the Vikings.
Yeah.
Last Sunday night game, and then we have the Monday one. But Bucks Cowboys, what do you think?
So I'm gonna take the Bucks here,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it will be tight.
Yeah.
The only thing that worries me about both teams, honestly, is the offensive line.
Yeah.
So for the Bucks, their interior line is not good, especially since they lost their. I'm pretty sure he was a Pro Bowl center, right?
Yeah.
It's Jensen, right?
I think so. Yeah. I don't remember offhand.
But anyway, even back when he was winning Super Bowls with the Pats, how you got to Brady, how you rattled him, how you got him off his game was interior pressure.
Yep.
Their interior line's not very good. I know that they have Wirfs, who's a fucking maniac, but he's the left tackle, right?
Yep.
That being said, the Cowboys' offensive line's worse. And I'm going to go with the 6-time Super Bowl winner over Dak Prescott when it comes to bad offensive lines. Not only
Yeah.
that, but I don't trust the Cowboys defense at all
Yeah.
compared to the Bucks defense, which is not like again, not like a top 5 team, but like a very solid defense.
Very solid defense. I like a lot of their
Um,
pieces a lot.
is it in Dallas or is it in
It's
Tampa
in
Bay?
Dallas.
Oh, okay. I think it'll be a tight one. But give me the Bucks. 24-21.
Think that's a good score. I do. Um, yeah, I think the biggest factor, like you said, it's the weak interior line. And if
Yeah.
they like run Parsons inside like on stunts or something, like Brady could be in for a long fucking day.
Yeah.
Um, long enough where it makes them lose. I don't know. Brady, like the Patriots before him or with him, he can sometimes drop a weird one early. Um, that being said, I don't think this is the one because I trust. Again, it comes down to it's not that I it's not that I love the Bucks in this scenario. It's that I trust the Cowboys less. So
Yeah. That's kind of where I was getting at. Yeah.
so until they show me something, I'm gonna take Tom Brady here, kind of like what you said.
Yeah.
And that I think it'll be again a weirdly close one. I wouldn't be shocked if it's a heartbreaker. You know, like a something weird like a 24-23 like last
Yeah.
second Brady whatever. So I'm gonna do
As
that.
he does. As he
Yeah,
does.
100%. We've all seen it. We've all been a part of it. Oh, that's weird. Cox has the Cowboys. No, he does. He has the
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Bucks.
yeah. I was going to say,
Yeah, I almost got him.
got that.
I almost got you. And I'm hoping I get Cox when he hears this. That'd be so funny. All right. Last one. Broncos. I almost said Seagulls. Seahawks. I literally was almost just like Seagulls. Broncos, Seagulls, you know?
I mean, might as well be the Seagulls this year. Broncos. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Seahawks are another team that I think have a bottom like 3 roster this year.
Yeah, they are
I,
they're absolutely in
okay.
contention for the number one pick.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They had to trade Russ, but the aftershock of that is that they have to start from the bottom and then work their way back up.
Yep.
That's what they did. And I think a lot of Seahawks fans probably don't like to hear that, but it is a complete rebuild over there.
Yeah, in a
I
lot of
mean,
ways.
you have fucking Geno Smith as your starting quarterback. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come
Yeah.
on. I and Russ,
Revenge game.
revenge game. They have so many weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Not even receiver, but even running back.
Mm-hmm.
Williams is fucking awesome.
Yep.
I think they still have Bowman Gordon, correct?
Yeah, he's the backup.
Yeah. Give me shit. 35-10. 35-7.
Ooh, yikes. I fully agree. I mean, the Seahawks aren't good. The Broncos are likely going to be very good. It's a Russell Wilson revenge game. He knows the stadium itself better than anybody since it is in Seattle. So it's everybody like the thing is the Broncos are going to win and they might blow this team out. And I don't think Seahawks fans will be mad because Russ will have gave them a show.
I mean,
But no, I got the Broncos. I got them by a lot. I think I give the Seahawks an extra touchdown because it is home. So give me like 35-14 Broncos.
okay, yeah,
I think that's about,
that's a good point. I mean, the 12s are going to be out and loud and proud.
yeah, as always. That's the thing. I got to respect them even as a division rival because good, bad, or indifferent, they fucking come for that team, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I love and respect it, you know. Cox has the Broncos again, not to the surprise of nobody. He typically takes the one who looks better analytically. So he's got and he loves Russell Wilson. We all know he loves Russell Wilson. So,
Well, he's also a stats whore, so
yeah, he sure is. But those are the games. No big question because we are trying to abbreviate things. But let us know your picks in the comments. We would love to see that. Or if you're listening online, audio wise, let us know what you think. Through whatever means you can there. But we appreciate you. We're glad football's back, and I'm looking forward to laughing at how wrong we are about everything this time next week, because I'm sure, like always, the NFL is going to be crazy. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you're watching college football all day today, but it looks like it's an upset weekend. So go Jets.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see some upsets. Who knows? But as always, we hope that your team wins. Unless they're playing one of our teams, then we hope they obviously lose. But we will see you all next week for more news and headlines and then picks later in the week. That's kind of the format we're going to be using going forward. Let us know if you like that as well in the comments. So that way we know if you like these shorter videos a little more than that. But we will see you all next week. Hope you have a great Sunday of football. See you then.